I'm not lying to you folks. I'm not a pervert, I'm not anything, I don't know.
You did make a mistake when you reached out and you touched these students. You made a mistake. So these kids who are telling me that you're making comments about their bodies, multiple kids are telling me that, that you've reached and you've touched them.
In March 2019, teacher Julio Soto was arrested and brought in for interrogation after an 11-year-old girl told her friend that her 49-year-old teacher had touched her inappropriately. Soto approached the young girl, asking her to come upstairs to his classroom, but when they were alone, he touched her in an inappropriate manner.
Just her. She was asking me because she goes, I was concerned about Friday because you're going to meet my mommy and all this stuff. And I said, okay, I wasn't even thinking.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Well, if you're going to take a female student to your classroom, you didn't think to let me just grab another.
And honestly, I just wanted to get her work done, get her, and then go back to specials. I'm doing great. And like I said, that's my bad.
While she was sitting at the U-shape or kidney table, did you walk over to check on her?
And not until she said something about her wrist or her arm.
Soto claims nothing happened, but the cops are finding it difficult to believe his story, especially since he was alone with a student in a classroom.
Do you normally take kids in the
classroom? No, that's what I was telling them. Normally I try to get a couple of kids, and it was just...
Is that like policy, or is that common practice, or what is that?
It's probably common practice. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it is written somewhere, but if you're going to bring a student back to your classroom, you always bring at least, if there's another adult there, or if not an adult, then you're supposed to bring a couple of kids.
And why didn't you on that day?
I wasn't even thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I said, that's my bad. I'll get if I get a count statement from the school, that's fine. All I do was trying to. I knew your parents were coming. I just wanted her to get this stuff done, and then that was it.
So, basically, you brought her up just to do the work, correct?
Correct, yes.
What is that thing that's on your door? It's like a black cover. What is it for?
Oh, that's for active assailants.
Do you normally have yours drawn?
It's always up.
Okay. It's always up?
Yeah, unless we have an active assailants and we put it down, or when the kids play with it after school. Because it's only taped.
Okay. Do you ever have yours up for like your planning period where you don't want to be bothered? So yours is always up?
Yeah.
Is there any reason why it would have been down that day?
Like I said, it's only held by tape. Masking tape.
So if you're in the classroom with a student and you notice it's down, would you have fixed it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You didn't notice it was down?
No.
And what did you do while she was in the classroom?
I was at my desk doing grades.
Did you ever leave?
Bathroom.
Okay. How many times did you go to the bathroom?
Once.
Yesterday you told me twice.
But no, before. Before I went to the bathroom, and then when she was in the room, then I went to the bathroom.
So was it once or twice?
Once in the classroom.
Okay. When she was in the classroom, what was your instructions when you went to the bathroom?
I said, just stay there, continue working. I'm going to go right into the bathroom, which is outside the classroom. And then as I come back, and then just keep on working.
Okay. At any time while in the classroom, did you say, hey, I'm going to tickle you? Did you attempt to tickle her? Did you place your hands on her in any other way?
Nope, other than her arm.
Okay.
Because she's one of those students that would tell, if I did something like that, I know she would tell the whole world. So
you're telling me if you did something to her, she would tell?
Yes.
So why are we getting this allegation?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
The heat turned up when he started saying some suspicious things about the girl, which raised eyebrows and made the cops think he might have had bad intentions. Moreover, the fact that the door was covered gave the impression that Soto was attempting to conceal something.
I reviewed the school video that day.
Okay.
First thing, she was in a sling. She was in a sling and she was sitting on the bench. She was sitting on the bench next to a little boy. I don't know who he is, but she was sitting on
that Wednesday?
Yes.
No.
I'm literally telling you. I'm going to tell you what I saw on the video. She was sitting on the bench with that little boy. She had a sling on her arm. She had a band around her hair, had this big ponytail. I see you come down with your class. Your class sits. You just walk around for a little bit. You then walk over directly to her. You have some type of conversation. I don't know what the conversation was about. After you have the conversation, she gets up. You guys walk up that stairwell.
The side stairwell, yes.
Walk up the side stairwell, proceed to the second floor.
Yes.
She had a sling on.
I honestly don't remember the sling.
Okay.
I knew it was the week before, but
She had a sling on that day. She had a full sling on. Her arm was completely wrapped.
The police noticed a significant inconsistency in Soto's statement. Although he could recall certain details about their conversation, he appeared uncertain about whether the girl was wearing a sling or not. The police officers drew attention to this discrepancy and requested that he clarify his statement. This detail grabbed their attention since it could potentially suggest that he was not entirely truthful.
So the video that my partner's talking about, I watched the same video.
Okay.
So you have two different people watching the same video.
Right.
And it shows her class downstairs already, and she's sitting on a bench, okay, talking to another student. You come down with your class and you approach her at the bench. Now you remember taking her to the classroom to do work, and
Right.
you remember specific details about her arm was hurting, and you went over to her and you were like, let me see, and you were like touching her arm. It was very caring of you. And why if you remember those specific details, I don't understand why you can't remember the detail about the sling, because that would explain why her arm was hurting.
Right, but when I went over there, there was nothing on her arm.
But even if she didn't have that sling on, her arm would have still been wrapped. The arm was basically.
But it was bare.
Her arm was, in this video, her arm wasn't bare.
Right, but when she came to the classroom, it was bare.
So she would have had to take that off as she walked up with you, because on video, you walk in front of her, you go around the stairs. So these are the stairs.
Right.
You know how you walk in the door? You got to turn around, right?
Right.
To walk up the stairs. You're in front of her. She's on your left-hand side. Her arm is completely slinged. I see her go past the video with a sling on her arm, and you continue to walk up. You walk on the right side, she walks on the left.
Okay.
At any point did you touch her other than
Other
her
than the
arm?
arm. Other than the
Ever?
arm.
Have you ever tickled her?
No.
Have you ever horseplayed with her?
Not horseplay, like touching her, no.
Have you ever horseplayed, grab ass, whatever you want to call it? Have you guys ever did anything that would allude to being a playful manner, in a playful manner? Have you joked with her?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys...
But not like one-on-one, joking in the class.
So okay, we're in a group setting.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to tickle her in a group setting?
No.
Soto seems convinced he didn't touch the girl, but the cops are having a hard time believing him, especially since there are multiple witnesses saying otherwise.
A lot of other students have told us, like, you'll mess around, like, every once in a while, like, joke around with them and stuff, and sometimes you'll, like, try to lighten the mood if you see that they're sad or they're down or something like that. And one of the ways that you do that is to, like, just jab them a little bit, like in the ribs or anything like that. Well, they said that you call it like a tickle, like a tickling thing, where you're like, I'm going to get you, I'm going to tickle you.
But I've never touched anything appropriately.
Well, we're not alluding to you touching them inappropriate. We're just trying to figure out, have you ever tickled them? Like, we literally, like she just said, we've interviewed like 40-something.
Like this.
And they're like, you'll poke them and you'll be like, hey, I'm going to get your tickle spot, and then...
Right.
But do you say that to them? Like, I'm going to get your tickle spot?
Not tickle spot, but like, oh, we're going to, I'm going to get you or something like that.
Mr.
But,
Soto, I got like more than 8 kids who told me that you said, hey, I'm going to get your tickle spot, and you poke them. Have you ever said, I'm going to get your tickle spot?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I may have, but I don't. But I would never, ever, if I had a Bible, I would put it right there. I would, and I'm sure you probably hear this all the time, but I would never touch a girl or boy, for that matter, in any inappropriate area.
Have you ever received a complaint
on what?
from one of the students in your class?
Not in my class, no.
Have you ever received a complaint from any student on campus?
Yeah, like I told you about 2 years ago.
And what was that complaint exactly?
The same thing, the tickling.
Okay.
The tickling?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have tickled students?
No, not her.
There have been complaints from multiple students who said that they've heard and seen you gesture toward other students making comments about their bodies.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever done something
No.
like that? So why would the kids tell me, different kids now,
Right.
all different ages, all different areas of the school, tell me that that's not true, that they've seen and heard you make these comments?
Soto now faces strong accusations of improper student touching, and the situation is particularly concerning, because these students come from various classes and grades, which makes it hard for them to come up with a made-up story.
Honestly, I don't know.
So are these kids all lying on you?
Don't know.
You don't, well, that.
I know it is.
Well, hold on one second. You said she was lying, but earlier you told me that if you were to ever do something, you know that she would be the one who would just go out there and tell the world.
Exactly.
So why is she telling the world?
I don't know. That's
So,
why I'm very confused and upset, and that's why I was talking to
but she was one of the kids that said that you were one of her favorite teachers.
mhm.
She
So
literally
why?
said that you're her favorite teacher in the whole wide world, and she has so much fun in your class.
Mhm.
So,
I try to.
So why the lie?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I don't know why they're lying.
Right.
And I don't know why it's a whole bunch of people telling me the same story.
Mhm.
The very same story. The details and the facts don't change. I've been doing this job for going on 11 years now. And when details and stories don't change, there's usually something to it. So what I want to do is I don't want you to paint yourself as this bad person, this monster.
Oh,
Okay?
that's how I
Hang
feel
on.
like.
I want you to paint yourself maybe as the person who may have made a mistake. If a comment was made, then it was made. We can't take back what we said.
Right.
The cops suggest the possibility of this being a mistake, making it easy for Soto to tell the truth. However, he seems intent on sticking to his story.
I need for you to be honest with me. If you accidentally touched her, or if you did something in a way that, or reaching over her,
Right.
you glazed over her shoulders or something, just tell me.
And I have no problem with that.
Because that's not inappropriate touching.
Right. I have no problem with that. Like I told you last night, I have no problem. If I make a mistake, I'll confess up to it.
Yeah.
But if I know I truly didn't do something,
My old boss, he used to have a saying, if you mess up, fess up.
yep,
Did you mess up?
no.
Well,
I mean, I
here's
messed
the
up
thing.
as far as
What do you consider it that you messed up?
bringing her upstairs allowing her to come upstairs alone. That I'm bringing
Look back on
upstairs.
that. Would you do it again?
No.
So why then are her grades plummeting after
Shouldn't.
February 13th?
It
We have your
shouldn't.
grade book.
Right.
And her grades,
Well,
she
so-
went from an A student, I mean high marks in your class.
Mhm.
She was doing extremely well. And then, as strange as it is, right after this February 13th, this Wednesday,
Mhm.
this specific date that we're focused so hard on right now,
Right.
we've been talking about for
Right.
the last, hour,
Mhm.
why are her grades plummeting?
I don't know.
I mean 60s, I mean like,
well, because
she's doing terribly
right.
now in
And
your class.
that's why we had to talk with the parents with the 504.
But the 504 talk happened on a Friday.
Correct, yes.
Long before her grades started plummeting.
The sudden drop in the girls' grades right after this incident seems too significant to be a coincidence, unless something traumatic might have occurred. Moreover, the girls' return timing just in time for the next class raises further suspicion.
They're in a room with you. Nobody knew this child was missing. This child returns to special before special's over, just in time to go back to the next class.
No, she was only in my classroom roughly 15 minutes. So
And
there's still good.
15 minutes is
A
long
long
enough.
time.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you folks.
If my child was gone for 15 minutes, I'd be a little worried.
Mhm.
1 minute is a little too long to be with an adult, no other adults to know,
All right.
and to be gone. You gotta give me something here, because
Right.
you're not giving me an explanation as to why this child was in that room with you for 15 minutes
Right.
besides homework,
Mhm.
and you not tell anybody. I would think you would say, hey, you want to come over real quick and we can go over some lesson plans?
Right.
Hey, let me grab a
Sure.
couple of students who
Mhm.
need to catch up on.
And that's what I said. I said that was my bad because I was just trying to rush and get through. I wasn't thinking.
But that's not
Retro-
what that happened.
What are you rushing to get through?
No, just to get through to get her work done.
So these kids who are telling me that you're making comments about their bodies, multiple kids are lying, multiple kids are telling me that,
Right.
that you've reached and you've touched them in inappropriate places, those kids are lying. This child who says that you are her favorite teacher in the world is telling me that you have touched her, and now she's lying, so it's the world against you.
I'm just telling you what I know.
The authorities are having trouble getting Soto to admit to his wrongdoing, despite the mounting evidence against him. He maintains his innocence. But to make him slip up and tell the truth, the cops are changing their approach, putting more pressure on him.
You did make a mistake when you commented about these girls, talked about their bodies. You did make a mistake when you reached out and you touched these students. You made a mistake. I get mistakes. I don't think you're a bad person. I don't want to think that about you.
I appreciate that.
I need you to help me, though. Mr. Soto is making comments about my body. Mr. Soto is saying that I have a nice butt. More than one student said that. Not just one. And more than one student heard it.
Even if I said this, is that a...
That's not a crime.
Okay. Not that I...
So did you say it?
Maybe. I don't know. I
think you did, but it's not a crime to make a comment. It's not a crime. So did you say it?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe and I don't know are two different things. Did you say it?
I don't know.
I think you do. I think you do know.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. Take that.
It's okay.
I don't know. I could have. I don't know.
You could have.
I could have. I just don't know.
Soto's story is beginning to fall apart. Initially, he was confident in his belief that he had done nothing wrong. However, now his confidence has wavered, and he seems unsure about his statement. But the upcoming statement from the officers will change everything.
Are you aware that there are cameras in your classroom?
Yes.
You are aware of the cameras in your classroom?
That's what I was told.
Okay. Why are the cameras showing me what you're telling me?
I don't know.
You don't know? If the camera is in your classroom and it's showing us what she told us, how don't you know?
Why can't you explain that to me?
I don't know.
Well, help me.
Sorry, I didn't say him again.
That's okay. Help me. Why is the camera showing these things? Help me.
I don't know.
You have to know either you did it or you didn't, and the camera shows you did it. So tell me what happened, why you did it. Tell me why. I know it happened. I know it did. I watched it. Why?
Was it an accident?
No. Nothing. I mean, I don't do anything in person.
It wasn't an accident.
To touch her?
Yeah.
If like I said, if I touched her, that I don't recollect. If I touch her, then it's an accident.
But you just said
this
it wasn't.
was not an accident. It wasn't. I don't know why we're holding on to this. There are cameras in the classroom. You know about them. They're showing me what happened. Tell me. Just tell me.
Was it an accident?
Just tell me. You're a stand-up guy. You didn't try to run from us. You didn't try to fight us. And I don't think you wanted to hurt anybody. And I've made accidents. He's made accidents. We've all been in accidents. We've all done things that are stupid. I want you to tell me.
No matter what, I'm going to lose my career. I'm probably going to go to jail after tonight.
Why are we stuck on that?
Because that's my whole future is teaching. I'm not going to ever. I'll get fired right after this. If I go to jail tonight, I'm going to be fired.
We are all sinners, and we are not all perfect.
Oh, I know.
We all fall short of the glory, man.
Tell us.
Can I have my lawyer?
Perfect.
I'm not saying I'm getting into
no problem.
In the end, Soto gets what he deserves. He was charged with 1 count of lewd and lascivious acts with a child. Soto was granted a $75,000 bond and walked out of jail. However, his trial was repeatedly postponed.